Hello! You have to cut the cringe parts out then. My name is Hallros. I am the creative director for the game Unseen here at the gang. Alright, so Unseen first started as a school project a few years ago, actually, when I was still a student. And the core of the team today is still the core of the team that it was then, which is super nice. But then it was only a 6-week project, so we made the whole thing in 6 weeks, and then it got a lot of attention online. We uploaded it to itch.io, and it got thousands of downloads and millions of views on YouTube, Let's Play, stuff like that. It was like, we were blown away by the success instantly. And then things happened, right? And then we ended up here at the gang, and they said, we want you to make this game full, like the real game, not just a short 20-minute demo. So that's how the game came to be. That's how it started. But it's been changed a lot since then. It's for the better, right? It was very simple. Like, it was made in 6 weeks, right? Back then. So we just did whatever we came up with the first try, and that's what we had to stick with because we didn't have time to iterate a lot. But then we had a young girl. She didn't have a name back then. And we had an old man, a cannibal. It was the simplest version of what to make. Like, why does he keep bringing new human beings into his house? Because he eats them, right? And why do they never escape? Because he eats them. So that was a very direct solution to us. So that's evolved a lot since the school project. And we now have a much more complex character as the main villain. And their motives is something we learn more about as we progress through the story of the game, and why they are doing these things and what's happening to the children who's been in the mansion previously. So what features do I want to bring in? Just more second-person perspective. You know, it's so much we can do. So the second perspective genre, if you will, was discovered by one of our teammates back in the school project from an article just stating what is second-person perspective. So we decided to delve deeper into that question because to us we didn't have an answer, right? So we had to research a bit and found out what worked for us. The definition was the eyes that you see from is not the character that you control. So then we thought, okay, that's interesting. How do we make that into a functional game idea? And then we only had 6 weeks to do so, right? So it was okay, we do this. But then we found this combination of a child and their favorite toy, and the eyes is connected to the toy, which is in this case was a teddy bear. And we just fell in love with the idea. Like, that hit us, you know? Yeah, I was like, this is nice. This is gonna be very fun storytelling from this. But also very challenging because your eyes are disconnected from the character, so you're always having to work out the combination, the pair of the two characters together. So that's how the idea came about, just finding out that second person existed, because it's somewhere lost in the back of your mind, right? What is second person perspective? Actually sat down and thought about it and came up with this pairing of the eyes that you see from are not the ones that you control. And then we found this combination of characters, and then we just fell in love with it. For me, it's always super nice whenever somebody they sit down and they play the game for the first time and they're like, what? But then they get it and they're like, oh, this is how it works. Oh, okay. And yeah, I just love that feeling whenever that happens. Like, looking back to where this whole thing started, like, to me it's still crazy. I don't think I'm gonna wrap my brain around what's happened. Really, like in just a few months we went from school students to making our own game for the very first time in like a proper scenario where we can make the things we want to make. And having all these new members coming into the team, like we're 6 people from the original team who continued, and then we've grown now to about 15, 16 people working on this game, and it's absolutely amazing seeing like everyone work together and everyone loving the game, loving the idea, like having fun in the office. It's just a dream scenario for me, and I just hope we're able to take some of that energy and happiness and love for the game and bring it into the players' world as well as they sit down and enjoy Unseen.